You know, I actually bought into the idea that the Democrats, starting with Barack Obama, were going to get serious about health reform. They had all the votes they needed. What is this 60-vote horse crap? They need 51 votes. I thought the Democrats were going to do it. I had no idea that every single member of the House and the Senate, every single member, with maybe one or two exceptions, is owned outright by pick a corporation. Now, I've been talking about that for a long time. You know, the corporatist state, we're sliding into it. Here it comes. Watch out. Run for cover. Ooh, here it comes. Here it comes. Is there a more clear example of how the legislative branch of the U.S. government is owned outright now? Owned outright by corporate America. Is Obama owned outright? Probably not quite. He can still do a couple of things on his own. He can make the initiative, but it just goes nowhere. It's much more difficult, I think, to buy a president than it is to buy a Congress. For one reason, the president is more visible. These rat bastards in the House and the Senate can worm around like the vermin that they are and put holds where nobody knows where the hold is coming from. They can stop this. They can stop that. These slimy bastards. Look, dear Seeker, you might as well give it up if you really do believe that anything's going to change until, if it's possible, a couple of things happen. First of all, corporate money has gotten out of elections. Or secondly, that the Democratic Party is ended. Republican Party will always be there because there is something evil inside. I don't believe in intrinsic evil, but I do believe that let's just call it stupid. There's something deeply stupid inside human beings that makes them follow crazy people like Jim Jones or Adolf Hitler or Glenn Beck. And as long as that kind of idiocy exists inside a plurality of people, if not a majority, then there's no way. Do you not understand this? Do you not get this? I mean, I'm not trying to come across like somebody with the big searchlight discovering all these truths. You know, I've been wandering around trying to find truth myself. But I'll tell you what, in the past 9 months, 10 months, ever since Barack Obama took over the presidency, I have had my eyelids ripped off my skull to the point where do I see? I can't stop seeing. And don't send me an email and say, well, I told you, Mike. You know, to hell with you. I don't care who you are or what you tried to tell me. Everybody walks their own path, wise guys. So if you came to enlightenment long before I did, pat yourself on the back and don't send me an email. My little journey has taken me a long goddamn time. It really has. So spare me the, oh, well, it's time you woke up, Mike. Horse crap. But if there's anybody out there who believes that the Democratic Party will ever do anything, ever again, for the working class or the middle class or for reform or for progressive politics or liberalism, get over it. It's never going to happen. So what's to do? Give up? Hell no. It's time to start working from a different direction. Get the hell out of this filthy Democratic Party. Are you kidding yourself? I mean, yeah, I did. I did for a long time. Oh, come on, I'm going to hold his feet to the fire. Well, let's give it a shot. Well, one more. Well, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Do you think the Republicans could have done this any worse? Where it concerns health care? Do you? Health insurance reform? Do you? Come on. So what's the answer? I mean, you, my Democratic friend, can continue to delude yourself. Go right ahead. That's, you know, I just said, everybody walks their own path. Do whatever you need to do. Me, I'm off that path completely. the Democratic Party path. Never, never again. I take a blood oath. I will never vote Democratic again. I don't care if it's for a goddamn town councilman out here in the boondocks someplace. Never. If there's not a candidate that is a Democratic Socialist or a Green or a something, then I'm not voting. I've had enough. I've had enough. I am tired of putting the noose around my own neck and saying, well, maybe this time. Well, maybe this time. Well, maybe this time. No, that's it. You want to support this corrupt system, you go ahead. You continue to do it. And besides, a lot of us don't have that much time left to play this miserable, filthy game anyway. This political crap. You know, at some point you just say, to hell with it. And you really retire. You really check out. You really say, okay, time to move up to the North Georgia mountains and read and write and, you know, play with the grandkids and to hell with all this mess. And, you know, then just wait for the great oblivion. But there are an awful lot of people out there who are a lot younger, who are in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. Let me just tell you now, for someone who's been around a hell of a lot longer than you have, if you continue to vote Democratic Party candidates, you are continuing to hang yourself. Forget the Republicans are just fascists, period. They want to kill everything that this country ever stood for. Every single Republican is that way. But they're blatant about it. They're just wide open about it. They'll just tell you, I'm going to kill you. But Democrats, these lying bastard Democrats, I'll tell you, my advice to young people, and there's only one thing less valuable than unasked for advice, and you know what that is. But you want some unasked for advice? Get out of the Democratic Party. Get active and start a third party. I don't care what you call it. Call it the checkerboard party. I don't give a damn. But do something to work for progressive goals, progressive ideas. It's up to you people. It's up to you people in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. The rest of us are too goddamn old and too tired. So, I just can't believe this. I can't believe this. And according to Jane Hampshire over at firedoglake.com, she's writes today, it's quite convenient that what Joe Lieberman is demanding, no public option, no Medicare buy-in, happens to look just like the Senate Finance Committee bill that the Obama administration wrote with Baucus. Now the Obama administration is saying Reid should take the deal. The White House is encouraging, that would be Obama or Rahm Emanuel. I hate this, the White House. It's a goddamn building, Jane. Stop putting it that way. The goddamn White House building doesn't talk. It's a building. Obama is encouraging Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid to cut a deal with Lieberman and eliminate the proposed Medicare expansion and health reform bill, according to an official close to negotiations. But Reid is described as so frustrated with Lieberman that he's not ready to sacrifice a key element of the health care bill. And first wants to see the Congressional Budget Office cost analysis of the Medicare buy-in. This particular official said, quote, there's a weariness and a lot of frustration that one person is holding up the will of 59 others. There is still too much anger and confusion at one particular senator's reversal. One person is holding up the will of 59 others. What are you talking about? There's 150 million people out here who want this. So Lieberman, why do they coddle Lieberman? Because he has a full support of AIPAC? I would imagine that's one of the reasons. How does Lieberman, I'll ask this question again. I don't expect an answer. How does Lieberman support the state of Israel so thoroughly? I mean, Joe would move there if it weren't for the fact that some Palestinian would probably take a shot at him. But how does Lieberman support so ardently the state of Israel that has a single-payer health plan? Why does Lieberman so ardently work to get more money from U.S. taxpayers for the state of Israel? And this miserable son of a bitch will plop himself down in the middle of the Senate and say, no,